All right, see if this works. Yeah, today was still an unusually warm day. And I know we're supposed to get a cold snap next week, I think, for a while. But I was like, you know what, let's take advantage of this. And I decided to walk to the hobby store to see if they had a submarine. Obviously, I didn't get a submarine, did I? They had this sweetheart. And when you see it in a second, I don't think I probably will ever build it. I was shocked. When I opened it up, you'll see I primarily just got it because I thought there's the odds of me seeing this tank again, plastic model kit, are probably not very good. And I really find the German tank really just crazy looking thing. And to find out, I think it had like a crew of 17. It was just like, what the hell were they thinking? But anyways, I just find it a fascinating tank. Anyway, so yeah, the hobby store is a few kilometers away from my house. It's, I don't know, about a 40-minute walk. So normally I'm not going to be doing that very often during the cold weather. So it was nice to go in and got to wander around. So I'll tell you why I was like, okay, so I open up the box and I'm like, what in the world? Why are there so many pieces? Look at them all. It's just nuts. And I went, this doesn't make any sense. I was like, like, why are there so many? And I went, okay, there's something fishy going on here. Sorry if I'm hitting the camera and maybe talking too loud in the microphone. Then I clued in. You can remove, I guess, one of the thingamabobs. And, well, here, it's actually on the other side of the box. I think that's easier to show. But I didn't realize, and then I went, okay, that's why there's so many parts. So it'll be able to do that. I guess you can remove the side panel or whatever and be able to show the entire inside of the tank. And I went, oh my God. Okay, that's why it's like crazy. But I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. And this I picked up, I'll be honest with you, I picked up another Spad. To me, Spads to me are kind of like orcs to Charles Latore. I can never have enough of them. This is a ridiculously affordable 1:72 scale model that by Academy. I've got a bazillion of these. They're ridiculously, look, I paid $7 Canadian. That's why I said, I'm like, I'll buy one. Okay, so that was it. They didn't have any, well, they did have believe it or not, Meandering Mike, they had a 1:72 scale submarine. I mentioned that on a live stream a couple of weeks ago. And Meandering Mike was like, 1:72 scale for a submarine. It's going to be huge. You're right, it is huge. It was a Revell. It's a Type 7 or something like this, but it's a big ocean-going vessel. I was kind of hoping that it was built in 1935. I was kind of hoping, but I was like, no, it doesn't look anything like a World War I U-boat, even though its designs were based on a Type 3B, I do believe, and one that was never built or something. But it was in the works. So I'm back to checking out, I think it's a Type 2. I think I can adapt, hopefully, to a 3B and have myself my own little pretend Great War submarine. Anyways, and then I also went off to the thrift store. Some of these books are certainly not Great War related or anything, but I'm going to show them to you anyways. So this book, actually, there's another little mistake. I didn't realize there's actually now a series of Necromancer, but I lost my original Necromancer cover. So I was like, and that was what I found interesting. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't look anything like the Necromancer cover I used to have. It isn't, because it's part of a series, I guess. So I don't know what book it is, book 4 or 5, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So I picked that one up. Now this one, I'll show you the cover in a minute, but I saw just this, and I was like, Robert Heinlein book. I don't know all of his titles, but I hadn't seen that one before. And then I flipped the cover over and I went, oh my God, this is like heaven for me. I don't know about any of you guys, but I was like, wait a minute. There's there's a guy reading with a supercomputer behind him and 2 women who seem extremely fascinated by what he's talking about. I was like, oh my God, this sounds like heaven to me. Oh, brother. This one I've been trying to pick up. I had a copy of it as well, a paperback copy of this from ages ago. Oh my gosh, did I ever enjoy that old black and white movie of this. That was excellent, excellent film. Well, it's not entirely black and white as far as I remember. I think the painting of him is actually in color at the very end, I think. It's been such a long time since I see. Anyways, I've been wanting to read this for a long time again. like I said, I couldn't find my paperback, and I was like, oh, wow. This one I was really surprised at seeing. Empire of Sand. It's 1915. War in Europe escalates in the deserts of Arabia. Young officer T. Lawrence is about to change the course of history. At first I thought maybe it's a fiction, but it doesn't seem to be fiction. It looks rather interesting, that's for sure. This one is not Great War related, but I'll tell you, that Salvation Army thrift store thing is just insanely affordable for books. I get paid $2 for this. It's just like, what the heck? And then I also, the guy threw in my seniors discount. I was starting to babble about seniors discounts. I said, I'm not there yet, but I just kept talking to him, and he was like, oh, I'll give it to you anyways. I was like, cool, thanks, man. So this one's The Ordeal of Captive Nations. It's, well, as you can see here, for 1,000 years, the East Central European nations have formed a wall of protection from invasion from the east to the west. And I was like, it just had a lot of, well, and you can see all these countries there. And I was like, it reminded me also yet again of Meandering Mike talking about Hungary and whatnot. And when he's getting all into that bits, and I was like, okay, I was just remembering like that whole area of the Carpathians, and it was just anyways, I was just like, it just reminded me of that. So I was like, I don't know if I'll ever read it, but I was like, for for that price, why not? Now this is the final book. This book actually arrived in the post yesterday, but I was not at home. I was off to the shops. And I ended up having to go to the post office today and pay an additional $15 for handling. I was like, what in the world is going on with this universe? Okay, this book is probably going to bump the queue on all the other books for sure. I was like, I wasn't expecting this book to arrive, because they said it was going to take quite a long time to get here. Global War, Global Catastrophe, Neutrals, Belligerents, and the Transformation of the First World War by Maartje Abbenhuis. And she's a professor at the University of Auckland, I do believe. She was a presenter at the symposium there, the National World War I Museum and Memorial Symposium they had in October, which was really darn good. And I'll show you the chapters. She did, her presentation was fantastic. I was really, really taken by it. And there you can see World of War before this is going to be, it's not very big either. I think it's got fairly big text. Yeah, I'll gobble this up in no time. I think it's going to be something similar for me to, On a Knife Edge by Holger Afflerbach. And speaking of which, who's a contributor in the Cambridge book of one of the volumes there for the Cambridge book of World War I. So that's it. This one is going to jump the queue. Okay, that's it. Hope you're having fun. Happy New Year. See you around. Bye.